Hello everyone, I'm Jill Abro from JMAHR, and this week I want to throw a spotlight on the implication of redundancy for disabled people, especially at the moment during the coronavirus pandemic. A recent report by the Citizen Advice Bureau has shown that a disproportionately large number of disabled workers are currently facing redundancy. And those figures are even worse if you think about people who've been advised to shield because of medical reasons. The reasons for all this inequality are varied. A larger proportion of disabled people tend to work in sectors where the economic crisis has been worse. Things like the retail sector. There's quite a large proportion of disabled workers who are in that sector. But in sectors where there are roles remaining, the disabled are also being disadvantaged, partly because there's a need for expensive and difficult decisions about making the workplace safe for the disabled or the people who are shielding to return to work. Additionally, many people who are shielding probably don't actually think that they're disabled. They don't think of themselves as disabled, and they've never presented as disabled in the workplace. But if the reason they're shielding is affecting their everyday living, which the very fact of shielding does, then it may well meet the criteria in the Equality Act for being disabled. And so employers need to think carefully before they make these people redundant. To avoid discrimination, fair redundancy processes and procedures are critical to help protect employees and employers alike. Someone may be on furlough and not currently at work, but that doesn't avoid the need for a proper consultation, for example. Consultation ensures that people who have a specific support need can discuss them, so that would definitely affect disabled people. And it allows the employer to make clear the business reasons for redundancy in general and the selection of any one individual in particular. And employers need to avoid unfair selection for redundancy, for example, because someone was judged on performance or attendance while they were shielding or on furlough. It's also important to avoid automatically unfair reasons for redundancy, which might be somebody's right to complain about a particular aspect of work which disadvantages them. So if, for instance, a disabled person could complain about a lack of safety when they return to work, and that would be considered to be an automatically unfair reason for making them redundant. And it's important to avoid discriminating against people. For instance, because they were not offered an alternative suitable job. Because they're disabled and you make the assumption they can't do that job, well, you need to check with them and offer it to them if they can do it. Far kinder and safer and better all round for an ongoing employment relationship is the option of consulting with individuals to hear about what they've got to say and to explore seriously ways of avoiding redundancy in the first place. Disabled people were already disadvantaged in the job market before we even went into lockdown. It had been improving, but it was still a problem. And they're the ones who are going to find it much, much harder to get work if they're made redundant now. And they're twice as likely, if they're disabled, to still be unemployed after 12 months than would a normal non-disabled worker. So redundancy for a disabled worker is potentially even more challenging than it is for others in employment. And it's in the hands of you as business owners and leaders to make the world a fairer place for them. So if you want some advice on redundancy for your disabled people or for any other employees, then please contact me as always. Or alternatively, why not book onto one of my weekly free half-hour redundancy surgeries when you can ask questions. Message me if you want more details about that. Thanks for listening. Bye.